Hi, this is Samina Sheikh, and today with me on ETimes Online, I have Neena Gupta. Talking about her, she is not only an actress but also a TV director. She has impressed us with her roles in different movies, and especially her TV career has been always inspiring. But of course, when she came to Bollywood with a lot of projects, but I hope being my personal favorite, Neena Gupta has always impressed us with her work. Welcoming her on ETimes Online. Welcome, Neena Gupta ji on
Hi,
ETimes.
Samina.
How does it feel? How does it feel being in this lockdown for you?
Well, nobody would feel happy about the lockdown, but I'm fortunate that I am in my hill house, my mountain house, whole of last year almost. And now when they announced the lockdown, this time I have also come here. So I'm here in this beautiful place in the mountains. So I'm better off than people who are stuck in the flats and, in the heat. So I've been luckier that way.
See a lot of inspiring videos of yours on Instagram and very close to nature, especially, and those videos and of you cooking food and spending time with your with your partner, and all these videos somewhere cherishes our mood a lot, to be very honest. I personally follow you and I get quite inspired. What keeps you motivated, being in this zone and also being close to family at the same time also inspiring others?
Well, they say khali dimag shaitan ka ghar. So I don't, I keep on doing something. I never liked gardening or anything like that, but I have now started taking interest in that. I never baked anything. I cook, but I never baked a cake. I bake a cake every day here because I have neighbors. I send it to them. So I keep myself busy most of the time. I clean up the house and I have a dog here. So the main thing is why I have this energy, touch wood, is because I keep myself busy and not sit back and repent. अरे क्या हो रहा है, कब ठीक होगा? अभी मैं तो ठीक नहीं कर सकती. मैंने वैक्सीनेशन लगा ली दोनों. अब तो राम भरोसे हैं हम, जो खुदा को मंजूर होगा वही होगा. सो उसमें आप सड़ते रहो, कुड़ते रहो, रोते रहो, या फिर आप हंसते रहो और काम करते रहो. जो भी आपके whatever circumstances you are in, whatever money you have, there are people who don't have money to even bake a cake, obviously, but they can find something else, I suppose, because some people don't have money to eat. They'll have to fend for themselves, all that. But it's always moving on.
Talking about your movie Sardar Ka Grandson, I watched it, I loved it. It's quite an emotional film. How was your experience of working in this movie?
It has been my most challenging role so far. And I didn't want to play a 90-year-old, but when I heard the script and my role, I had no second thoughts. And I really, it is a very hard work for this film. I had to do a lot of hard work in the sense, first try and get the correct prosthetics and then be in it in the winter and cold in Patiala for 15 hours, 12 hours. It was a very tough job for me, but I really enjoyed challenges, and this has been my most challenging part.
We saw that even at the age of 90, you have been a very strong woman, and the way you speak to your son in the movie, to the way you speak to your grandson, and exit aa jati hai to wo cheez chahiye hi hoti hai, that passionate and that Siddhi you are in the movie. So वो रोल करने में जब आपको ये सब स्क्रिप्ट सुनाई गई थी और जब आप ये रोल कर रहे थे, what was going in your mind personally, personally, how did you feel about it?
I generally, while acting, I'm not thinking of somebody else who looks like this or who does something like this. My theory is, my way of dealing with it is that, first of all, your costume should be correct. Your makeup costume should be correct. Number two, you have to concentrate that you should listen to the other person, other actor, and mean your line. If your costume is fine, if your set is fine, and if you are meaning what you're saying, you don't have to do anything else. But that's the most difficult part, because your mind goes somewhere Suddenly you'll start thinking of some food or some clothes or for some relationship problem. And then you just say the lines without meaning them. So for me, it's a lot of concentration actually to mean the lines. And that's what I try my best. I still lose it sometimes. I won't say I have, I'm always there. But I try my best. So I don't have to think कि अच्छा उसकी grandmother ऐसी थी तो ऐसा मुझे करना चाहिए. No. So I told Tashvi also that so I changed my posture, I changed my voice, made it low, and appearance, of course, I changed. So I just sometimes once in a while I just forgot I got this voice, and then Kash will say Neena ji voice, and then I go back to my voice. So it was very interesting.
As you spoke about your role and you said you actually modularized and you did a lot of things, there were also other characters like Arjun Kapoor was in the movie, Rakul Preet was there, and of course the son played the role. You have worked with him eons ago, and in that movie you both were playing a couple, and now he was playing the role of your son. From switching on to playing a couple to playing the mother, how was that experience for you completely? How changing, was it a change completely for you
Not at all.
to bring out all those old memories
Not at all, because we hadn't met for a long time. After SARS, he went with his work, I went with my work. We didn't do anything together, but it was like meeting an old friend, and then if both the actors, all the actors are professional, then you don't have any problem. So we met as a friend and we acted as mother and son. So after the shoot, we will, or in the lunchtime or in the evening, we'll have dinner together. Then we'll start joking and enjoying ourselves like that. But short time, we are professionals.
And what about Arjun Kapoor and Rakul Preet? What do you have to say about these actors, working with them?
I didn't have much to do with Rakul. I had hardly any scenes with Rakul, but most of my work was with Arjun. And Arjun is a very sensible guy. He's very intelligent. He knows about his role, and he will also argue if he doesn't agree to something or doesn't understand with the director. And on top of it, he is so much fun because he keeps cracking jokes all the time. And I had worked with him before in Sandeep Piki Farrar also. But here it was, we kind of bonded together because of the scenes, like when I will hug him, I really felt like I'm hugging my grandchild, Lamba Chora grandchild, you know what I'm trying to say. So it was very interesting to work with him. I really enjoyed it.
Arjun said in one of his interviews that he is dedicating this film to his mom. What about you? Who are you dedicating this movie to?
Unfortunately, I never had grandparents. I have no experience of them. I have seen my friends who have grandparents, and my friends and my cousins who have grandparents, but I never lived with my grandparents. So I don't have any first-hand experience like Rakul and like Arjun. But I could imagine what kind of bonding is there after doing this film between a grandchild and a grandparent.
The movie also talks about bringing a home from Lahore to India, a Lahore in Pakistan, and bringing it to Amritsar in India. That bond and that differences are still existing, and it somewhere touches the heart of people also, and it is quite an emotional topic talking about it. Over the years, you have also seen the ups and downs, in the industry also, and overall in our countries also. What do you have to say on that?
In this film, we have not touched the India-Pakistan bit it has always been the story between Sardar and the grandson. Uske beech mein agar, if it was not Lahore, if she was somewhere else, she was in Sikkim, or she was somewhere else, or she was in Sri Lanka or any other place, any other country, it would be the same, that she would want to go back. But I think Kashmir made India-Pakistan because there are people who still in both the countries have left their homes and missed their homes. It is a reality which has happened to us. Okay. And it has always been said that people are always friendly. People don't have an agenda. So that's what we touched upon. And I think a lot of people will relate to this story, because there are a lot of grandparents who have left Lahore and who have left India and gone to Pakistan. So I think it touches somewhere, even to youngsters.
Also, the change in Bollywood right now, as all the movies are releasing on OTT platforms a lot. Masaba Masaba also has released on OTT, and the films are not releasing in theaters, of course, for the reason of COVID being the main factor. But also, people are watching films on OTT. But somewhere, does that affect you personally as an actor? That charm is somewhere missing of going with families together and watching the films in the theaters.
Of course, it is. One is missing big screen. Like, I wish this film, if it was a big screen, how you would see the farm, the big, the house and all that. But under the circumstances, this is like a God sent some gift that we can see it on OTT. Otherwise, imagine if we couldn't, then what people will do? I mean, they have spent so much money in creating these films. So I think it's a very good thing right now. And also it immediately goes to so many, like Netflix, 190 countries. So you see the reach. So it's both ways. You miss the big screen, but this has its own advantages also.
Did you make Masaba watch the film, and how was her reaction of this?
She watched it here with me and she loved it. And she said it's a very emotional film, and she loved the whole, the parivar and everything. So she loved the film.
Talking about you personally as an actress and as a woman, you have always been vocal about whatever you feel. You have always spoken about your personal lives also, and you've also spoken about the things you have faced in Bollywood of not getting roles and whatever issues you have faced. Now at this moment, do you somewhere feel that things have been changing and things have changed a lot for you?
Of course. I got my break with Badhai Ho. And after that, I've got very good work. So things have changed a lot from Badhai Ho. So I'm forever grateful to Amit Sharma to give me a chance in that film. If that film hadn't happened, I would still be doing some small parts here and there in the same kind of thing. And I think that changed everything in my life, in my career.
Do you also feel the women today in Bollywood era right now, they are quite vocal about pay disparity, which keeps on happening, and they keep on talking about these discussions? What are your opinions on that?
I think if you feel that this is wrong, you must raise your voice. And also, to raise your voice, you have to have a standing. Okay. You know that you have reached a particular status quo in your career, so you can ask. Abhi koi jo actress hai who's just started, she won't ask na. People who are established, who are stars, they will ask. They should ask. Why not? They know their value. They know people want to see them, so they ask for it.
And do you somewhere support this? That of course, this somewhere helps the women in the in the Bollywood industry and in different industries where women are vocal about it and talking about pay disparity and want to come in forefront and be the one speaking and raising their voices.
I'm telling you now, you cannot raise your voice unless you are confident that your voice is heard. If I'm working in an office and if I raise my voice about something, they will throw me out. Then I won't raise my voice because I need that money. I need that salary. So you have to be in a position, you should be intelligent enough to be in a position that if you raise your voice, they won't throw you out. Otherwise, it's stupidity.
Neena ji, also talking about the kind of films you have done, and you've also worked in television industry. Tell us about your experience overall over these years.
Actually, I've just written everything in my book, so I just don't feel like talking about it, but I'll say some things. It's the same old things like you, nobody's forcing you to do anything anywhere, whether it's in film industry or anywhere else. It is your choice you make. You make your choice, you make your life. You know how much you want to compromise to get something. You don't know. Sometimes you are naive. You come from a small town. I have done some mistakes also. But you learn from your mistakes. Don't do them again. So this is how my whole career has been. And I have always moved on. I've done some horrible work, roles. I used to pray to God, hey Bhagavan, ye picture release hi nahi ho. But it is the question of doing hard work and moving on. Two things.
Tell us about your upcoming projects. What are you working on currently?
When the lockdown happened this time, I was shooting for Goodbye, film by Vikas Behel. And then my one film is ready called Dial 100. It should come soon with Manoj Bajpayee and Sakshi Tanwar. Then an old film is also ready with Sanjay Mishra called Gwalior. Then I have second season of Masaba Masaba ready to be shot. Then Panchayat is ready to be shot. And then I have two more films. One film, a Goldfish, which was supposed to go on the floor in London in Jan with Pushan Kripalani and Kalki. I don't know when that will happen now because of the situation. And two more films I've signed.
When it comes to social media, do you personally love to be on social media, or do you try to avoid, because a lot of actors also get trolled on social media for sharing their opinions? So what do you have to say on the new digital world?
I use social media. Mostly I use my Instagram when I have something to say. I do not post about my personal problems with my husband or with my friend or something. I do not post about politics. I do not post about anything which I do not know. I post about things which I feel I want to share with my friends on Instagram. Then only. Sometimes I don't post for 10 days because I have nothing to say. So you have to be very careful in social media about what you say. It shouldn't hurt anybody's sentiments. It shouldn't be too preachy that you keep preaching, अरे ये करना चाहिए, ये क्यों नहीं करते, वो दान क्यों नहीं दे रहा, अरे भैया उसकी मर्जी है, दान क्यों नहीं दे रहा, तुम अपना सोचो ना. So I use social media like this when I have to say something which is not going to hurt anybody's sentiments.
That's quite wise, and that is one kind of motivation to a lot of people, and I hope they're listening. The last question to you before I let you go: you're going to work in Masaba Masaba too, as you announced about it. What different will we get to see? Because the first episode was very cool, and again working with your daughter. Tell us about it.
I've seen the script. It's quite moving forward. It's not stuck at the same page where we left. It's moving forward, and it is great fun. And it is also, in my role also, there's a new track. It's just not the mother track. So it's very interesting.
Thank you so much. And goodbye.
Thank you, Samina. Thank you so much. Bye.